The Soul's Advice podcast acknowledges the traditional owners of the land in which this podcast is recorded, the Confederated Tribes of Coos, Lower Umpqua, and Siuslaw, and pays respect to elders past, present, and emerging. Hello, welcome to the Soul's Advice podcast, a place where you are seen and heard on a soul level. I'm Kristin Nilsson, and I will be your guide. Through channeled teachings, spiritual wisdom, and practical advice, you'll strengthen your connection to your soul's essence while remembering that you are here not to fulfill a human agenda, but a cosmic one. Thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Soul's Advice podcast. I hope you're enjoying all of the shows. I am enjoying putting them together for you and getting them out of my notes app in my mind and into the world. On today's episode, we are talking about co-creating our lives with the universe. I feel like this is something potentially that can be a little bit played out or overused, I should say. Everyone always just says, leave it up to the universe and put it out into the universe. And all of that, I believe, is true, but we still are co-creating. So the idea is that we have to play our part. We have to take action. We have our free will to make our choices, but we have to do that in beautiful alignment with the universe. It's almost like, we're walking through our lives with our best friends or our partners, and we have to be on the same page and work together to be able to achieve these things that we want to achieve. And so in this particular client session, I saw a yellow brick road, but it was in all chakra colors. So it was a chakra brick road, which was really cool. And so there were angels and our spirit team, instead of munchkins, lining this road, offering support to us along the various stages of our lives. And in this particular example and session, it was my client at different stages of her life, walking along the chakra brick road. And at each stage, different kind of milestones she's had or challenging times throughout her life or trauma, there were these different beautiful angels and guides and spirit team members that would come to lock arms with her and help her along the way. And so the idea is that, we're never alone, like we always say, right? But we have to be able to ask for help. The universe can be defined in so many ways, but I like to consider, I'm doing air quotes here, the universe as source, God, spirit, whatever you call it, along with our angels, our guardian angels, our spirit family, our soul family, same thing. And then also our highest selves, like our own highest self and our soul. And so it's like a symphony of, musicians that are orchestrating your life. And so that it also includes you. And so when we're working with the universe and our team and our highest self, we can't just expect them to read our minds, even though there's no such thing as minds in the spirit realm, but you know what I mean. We have to, and we're always invited to ask for help. Since we have our free will, we have the choice and the ability to not take their advice or to make our own decisions, even if it's not on our soul's plan. We'll get rerouted later, but we have that choice as a human being. And so one of the rules and laws of spirit and source is that they can't interfere without our help and without our requests. And so we're always asked, but specifically in this particular client session, they reminded her that specifics are key. Asking for help in a situation, whether it's a good example of asking for help would be, I have to have a difficult conversation with my partner. Please help activate my throat chakra. Give me the courage and strength to speak my truth and to not allow my past fears or worries take over. And, being quite specific as opposed to just saying help me in this situation. It's going to be tough. So being able to get specifics and ask for help is key. And if you don't want to ask for specific help during different situations, I recommend doing what I do quite often is during my 5-minute morning, which maybe we'll have an episode on that. I include the request to my team and to my highest self to guide me on the path that day that is going to be the best path for my highest good. Help me to make the right choices that are going to be in alignment with my soul's path. Help me to have the strength and courage to do the difficult things that I might have to deal with that day in order to be able to continue being in alignment with what is the highest good of my soul. And that kind of is like an all-encompassing, could be a little bit more vague, but I like to at least, start the day with that so I can bring in and call in all of that help. And then I can ask for more specifics in different situations if I need to. And so this idea of co-creating with the universe is like, kind of goes along the lines of manifesting as well. When we put something out into the world, if we have this desire or this goal, this thing that we want, we have to be able to say it and ask everyone, our team, our highest self, to lead us there. But also then once we start to get these indications that we're on this path to receiving this thing, we have to accept that. We have to follow the flow and the breadcrumbs of our lives. Like if we're being presented with these opportunities, but we're letting our human fear or worry or uncertainty take over, and we're not saying yes to these things, or we're not following the path and the nudges that we're given, we're basically telling the universe, even though I wanted your help, I really don't, because I'm scared or I'm this or that, and so it's kind of giving them mixed signals. And so listening to those breadcrumbs, and if it feels good within your, intuition and your third eye and your gut instincts, then follow those nudges and follow those breadcrumbs, even if you can't see the full big picture or the outcome. Following them leads you to the things that you desire. It's the universe answering your prayers, if you will. And that leads me to my next topic and point around this is around the kind of answering prayers. So, often people are taught in different religions, and again, there is no shame anywhere. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying from my own experience of being in a certain religion growing up, you're taught that, during hard times, you pray to God or you send prayers when someone's going through a challenging thing. And I think there's a huge collective power in prayer and intention. Absolutely. But we can't just ask for help during the bad times. It's kind of like, okay, I don't have to put in this effort with you, universe, to co-create my life. I'm only going to reach out when something is bad and I really need your help and I'm desperate. And thinking about the emotions and the vibrations that we're putting out at those particular times, we don't want to put out the feeling of desperation. Because that's all we're going to attract back to us. So it's great to have a practice around co-creating your life and asking for help or asking for understanding how you can, pull your end of the bargain with co-creating your life, as opposed to just waiting until things are really dire and you're in this state of desperation and hopelessness, if that makes sense. And my last point on co-creating with the universe is around surrendering. So just like manifestation, we can put something out there that we want, or we can ask the universe to help guide us on a path towards something that we desire, or to help us through a difficult situation. But then we have to not hold on so tightly. We have to loosen our grip in order to be able to see the signs and the messages that the universe is trying to give us as we're making our steps down this chakra brick road to the things that we want, or to the end result that we're hoping for. We cannot hold on so tightly to an outcome and attach ourselves to that, because that leaves no room for flow, no room for our own thoughts, no room for receiving the mini miracles or the big miracles from the universe. All holding on so tightly does is lower our vibration. It makes us rigid and anxious, and it doesn't allow us to receive love. If we're not in a place of being able to receive love and the guidance and messages, we're never going to be able to work and in alignment with the universe to get these things. I hope that makes sense. So my tip for you, or my invitation for you today, is imagine the chakra brick road of the different colors going from each chakra, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white, and imagine that you have your angels and your spirit team with you, locking arms as you're going through each step in each phase of your life, reminding yourself that you're never alone, but that you are there to listen and receive as well. You can sit in meditation and think about this and visualize and just see what messages want to come through for you as well. That's always a fun practice. Maybe you can visualize this before you go to bed and ask your highest self and your team and your angels to give you those messages within your dreams. And then make sure you're writing those down in the morning, of course, so you can come back to them later and follow those breadcrumbs. I hope that this resonates with you, and I hope that you don't have Follow the Yellow Brick Road song in your head for the rest of the day. I personally prefer the Chakra Brick Road at this point, but again, thank you so much for being here. I hope this resonates with someone, and please rate, review, subscribe, all the things. Share with a friend who could benefit from this message and these teachings. I would be forever grateful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take good care.